Chippewa County Board of Commissioners meeting, March 11th, 2021. Mr. Postula, would you, Commissioner Postula, would you lead us in the pledge, please, sir?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, roll call, please.
Commissioner Barrett.
Here.
Commissioner Postula.
Here.
Commissioner Savoy.
Here.
Commissioner Shackleton.
Here.
And Chairman Martin.
Here. All right, next, additions, deletions to the agenda.
I'll make a motion, we, under 11B, we include the minutes of the personnel meeting, which was just held a few hours ago.
Support.
Motion and support to add personnel meeting to the agenda. Any discussion about that? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Commissioner Shackleton,
Yes, sir.
were you, do we need to do anything with finance, or shall we just pick it up during finance?
I think we can address the issue when it comes up on the finance agenda.
All right, then we will do that. All right, then, do we have any more additions or deletions to the agenda? Can I get a motion to
I would,
approve the agenda as amended?
yeah, I would make the motion that we approve the agenda as amended.
Support. Motion and support. Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes for approval of the agenda with the addition of the personnel meeting. Approval of county board minutes.
I'll make a motion, we approve the regular board February 11th, 2021 meeting as presented.
Support? Support. Motion and support to approve the county board minutes from February 11th, 2021. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Correspondence received in the clerk's office, page 9 of your packet.
I'll make a motion, we acknowledge the correspondence.
I'll support it.
Motion and support to receive the correspondence and forward them as appropriate. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Next, we have public comment. Do remember there is a 3-minute limit on each person who would like to comment. And do we have any public comment? Anybody have their hand up? Who do we have running IT tonight? Okay, we've got 2 hands already. So where do we want to go? MSU Extension, go ahead.
Thank you. My name is Jim Yates, and I work at MSU Extension as a Veterans Program Instructor. I cover the UP, I'm out of Marquette, but I cover the UP and 11 counties in northern Lower Peninsula. And I'd just like to share some information about the programs we promote and how they can positively impact veterans and the entire community. I primarily focus on addressing issues of food insecurity among veterans through the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. And we define veteran as anyone who has served or is serving, that includes the Coast Guard, National Guard reserves, so we don't want to leave them out. And of course, stats show that 1.4 million vets are already enrolled in SNAP, however enrolled. And to kind of compare that to, veterans to the average household, 12% of American households are food insecure, but 27% of post 9/11 vets are food insecure. And then as far as those that are very food insecure, we have 4% of American households compared to 12% of post 9/11 vets. So those post 9/11 vets are the ones that are more likely to be food insecure among our veterans. Now, of course, SNAP is available to anyone who qualifies, not just veterans, but looking at these stats, you can see the need in closing enrollment gap among veterans. And lack of enrollment is likely a result of stigma surrounding SNAP benefits and lack of awareness in the community. But We found that given the proper outreach and materials and support from those having rapport and regular contact with veterans, many food insecure veterans are receptive to applying for SNAP. And we're going to continue doing what we can with our materials that are specifically tailored towards veterans. And eventually, once again, we hope to get out in the community and actually give presentations and be face-to-face doing these types of things. And I just also want to mention the Heroes to Highs program, which is a unique program offered through MSU Extension that addresses the financial and personal wellness of veterans through beekeeping. And MSU Extension also offers other programs that can be specifically tailored towards veterans and their families, including Tai Chi, mental health first aid, different alternatives to anger programs, chronic pain and diabetes programs, and also substance abuse and recovery programs. And this is just a whole bunch more programs that we offer, and we can tailor them, like I say, towards veterans. And we just feel this continuum of support aims to reach and advocate for those veterans most in need. And so if you know of other specific programming needs for veterans, please let us know, and let me know if you'd like any outreach materials or brochures mailed to you. The best way to get our contact information through this means is just to Google or go into any browser and just put in MSU Extension Veterans, and you'll find our information there on our website. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Yates. Is that you, Mr. Moher? It's really blurry. It's like it's through a screen or something. Is that you, Tim?
It's yes, it is. Thank you.
Okay, and then next we'll go with Mr. Matson. Okay, go ahead, sir.
My name's Tim Moher. The taxpayers of Chippewa County own the land and buildings that are a large part of Chippewa County War Memorial Hospital, Inc. Our county leases the property and buildings to the hospital. The lease says the county can propose 4 persons to the hospital board. The members are all ultimately appointed by the private nonprofit hospital board. The lease does not say that commissioners can appoint themselves and double dip on money. By doing so, they neglect their duty of loyalty to the county and to its taxpayers. Commissioner Shackleton was on both boards when the lease and addendum were negotiated in 2011 and 2015, respectively. How can you represent 2 sides of a contract? Commissioner Shackleton and Postula have a conflict of interest by being on the Chippewa County Board of Commissioners and the Chippewa County War Memorial Hospital, Inc. at the same time. Chippewa County Bylaw 3.4 makes voting mandatory. You may abstain only for a conflict of interest. Commissioner Shackleton and Postula abstained from a county vote at the last regular meeting because they were on the hospital board. They admitted their conflict to the people of Chippewa County. Being on the hospital board is a continuing conflict of interest. The hospital board position prevented their full participation as county commissioners. You cannot abstain your way out of a continuing conflict of interest. Private nonprofit charitable War Memorial Hospital is negotiating to merge with another health system. It is a commissioner's public duty to protect the people of Chippewa County, our land and buildings. Commissioner Shackleton and Postula are playing both sides and getting paid twice. Where do the commissioners' loyalties lie? Are they representing the hospital, the county, or themselves? We taxpayers should not have to ask these questions. These commissioners are both paid more than $12,000 per year to represent both sides with a merger and a lease between them. Commissioner Shackleton resigned the chairmanship of the county on February 13, 2020. He did so because he was now chairman of the hospital board and had resigned his county appointment to the hospital board. But the county commissioners weren't even told of his county appointment resignation. The public was not informed. And Jim German, the county administrator, is on the nominating committee of War Memorial Hospital and nominated Commissioner Shackleton to that hospital appointment. German did not disclose the county appointment resignation either. German was appointed to the nominating committee by Scott Shackleton. Commissioners owe their entire undivided allegiance to the taxpayers who elected them and pay them with public money. Shackleton and Postula ignored my December 2020 letter advising them of this conflict. They didn't disclose the letter to the rest of the commission for over a month until forced by another commissioner.
Mr. Mueller, we're at 3 minutes, sir. This will have to wait for another time or another venue. We have it in our bylaws, and that, sir, has not changed. So thank you for your time.
Thank
Mr.
you.
Mattson? I'm guessing you had your hand up, Mr. Mattson? Emil?
Yes. I'll keep mine short this week. I won't go past the 3-minute mark. That's for sure. What I do want to show everybody is here is the extortion report that Mr. German and Mr. Savoy did file. That way everybody can see this when it goes live on your guys' venue. That way nobody can, get rid of it. And that way, another thing I'd like to show everybody is the July 14th, 2014 commission meeting where Mr. Shackleton, I'll play with your brain a little bit here, and you can see where you specifically laughed at me and almost called me. There you go. You're laughing at me right there. And you almost called me a liar right to my face. You might want to go back and look at those again there, sir. You have a habit of doing this. You sat there and said you don't do that. But guess what? Once again, you're lying. Your ethics are not there. And Mr. Moore just proved it again. You guys need to step down. You need to be done. And if you guys not going to go through with my ethics complaints, Mr. Savoy, Mr. German, and Mr. Shackleton, believe me, I'm not done. And I will be filing the biggest recall in Michigan history on each and every one of you commissioners. And I will file the biggest lawsuit in Michigan history against Chippewa County for all the wrongs you have committed on Chippewa County residents, to include myself. It is coming, trust me. And I just filed the biggest complaint on your prosecutor for his wrongdoings for not doing something with this case, because he's failed to send it to the Attorney General's office like he directed the Michigan State Police and said he would. So his time is coming too, trust me. Have a good day.
Thank you. Do we have any more hands up for public comment? Do we have anybody we can't see?
I don't see any.
Okay, are we all good? All right. Last chance for public comment, going once, going twice. Declare public comment closed. Administrator's report, now he is not going to, is he in another Zoom meeting?
Yes,
So how are we gonna handle that?
just read it.
Okay,
There's no action needed. It's just
Okay.
the same monthly reports that are in there. If you have any questions, let us know.
so anybody out there has any questions about the administrator's report, please contact Mr. German, and he will get you up to speed on that. All right, next we have old business, jury commission.
We have some vacancies on the jury commission that need to be filled. We had one, we now have two, although we do need to accept the resignation on the second one. So I'll just combine it all together. I think might be the way to do this, is to accept the resignation of Bradley Ormsby from the jury commission. And we appreciate his service while he was on that commission. And to appoint Karen McClaney and Stephen Twardy to the commission. Karen McClaney would take the vacancy of the term expiring, would fill the vacancy rather, expiring April 30th, 2027. Mr. Twardy would fill the vacancy expiring April 3rd, 2023. So that's a motion.
Okay, so we have a motion to, do we tie the resignation into the two, or should we split it?
Is that a problem?
No, that's fine.
I put them all
Okay,
together.
together, okay, so we then have a motion to accept the resignation of Mr. Ormsby. We also are going to accept Karen McClenny to fill one of the vacancies, and Mr. Stephen Twardy to fill the other vacancy.
I'll support it.
Motion and support. Any discussion? I would simply say thank you for the other people who applied, who did not get it, and welcome them to please apply for other offices and other openings as they come open. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. All right. Next, new business, resolution 2021-03, 911 fee diversion.
So moved.
Support.
Motion and support. Page 34 in your packet. Any questions, any discussions? Okay, since it's resolution, we have to roll call vote? Correct, okay.
Commissioner Barron,
Yes.
Commissioner Postula,
Yes.
Commissioner Savoy,
Yes.
Commissioner Shackleton,
Yes.
and Chairman Martin.
Yes. Okay. Next is Chippewa County Health Department Media Campaign COVID Vaccine from an MDHSS grant. Yes.
Did Scott's motion include?
No, we need to do the road commission.
Thank you.
10B.
Oh, but I thought we did that.
No, he just.
I just said jury commission.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. If you like, I'll clean that up. So, I would make the motion that we accept the resignation of Mr. Bradley Ormsby from the road commission and acknowledge his service and extend our thanks.
Support.
Motion and support. Sorry about that, gentlemen. Thank you again. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. All right, now the media campaign. There we go for COVID vaccine. And you just, I don't have a motion yet, so.
I'll make the motion. We approve the media campaign on the COVID vaccine to the amount of $13,959 from MDHSS grant.
Support.
Motion and support for the media campaign. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Next, finance claims account. Commissioner Savoy, sir.
Regular meeting of the Chippewa County Board of Commissioners Finance Claims and Accounts Committee was held on Thursday, March 4th, 2021 at the Chippewa County Building in Sault Ste. Marie. Called the meeting to order at 4:30 p.m. and a quorum was present. Meeting was also available by Zoom. All board members were present. There were other people also present. Approval of the agenda was moved by Commissioner Shackleton, supported by Commissioner Postula. To approve the agenda as presented, a voice vote motion carried. I would so move.
Support.
Motion and support. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
There are no public comments. Correspondence information items were presented. Agenda items, Health Department pink ribbon request 2101, moved by Commissioner Martin, supported by Commissioner Barron, to approve and authorize the pink ribbon request 2001 in the amount of $2,392.70 on voice vote. The motion carried. I would move.
Support.
Motion and support for the pink ribbon request. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Health Department write-offs for home health, environmental health, public health, and self-pay dental at the shack. It was moved by Commissioner Shackleton, supported by Commissioner Martin, to approve the Chippewa County Health Department write-offs for services provided through September 30th, 2020, as presented, and on a voice vote and motion carried, I would move.
Support.
Motion and support for Health Department write-offs. Any further discussion on that? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Health Department, CCHD Teamster Local 406 Letter of Agreement Wage Reopener, moved by Commissioner Postula, supported by Commissioner Martin, to approve and authorize a letter of agreement between Chippewa County Health Department and General Teamsters Local Union number 406, showing a 2.5 hourly wage increase. On voice vote, motion carried, I would move.
Okay, so we have a motion,
Or
support. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
Health Department and MDHSS funds for vaccine management, moved by Commissioner Shackleton, supported by Commissioner Barron, to set receipt of the COVID Michigan immunization supplemental grant in the amount of $33906 to waive policy and approve the purchasing policy for the purchase of mass vaccination act. $10,000 to waive the policy and approve the upgrade of the pharmaceutical refrigerator and freezer and sensor phone system. Voice vote, motion carried, I would move.
Support.
Motion and support for the MDHSS funds for vaccine management. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Health Department annual food license, there was no action, and I believe we're going to take up that topic again at this time.
Yeah. So this would be the time we take it up.
Any commissioners wish to chime in about Senate Bill 229 or some sort of discount or delay, which it looks like we cannot do a delay at this point?
If I may, first I disclose that my employer pays the, this license fee, but, you know, we all pay property taxes and we certainly don't have any problem voting on that, so, but I do want to make sure that I just state that. The food license fee last year, because all the restaurants were closed, all the bars and restaurants, we waived the fee in its entirety. We gave them 100% off. That was our way of helping out the bars and restaurants. This year, so we're back to us again. What do we do now? And I would suggest that we give them a 50% discount with the idea that that would be the last, and that next year we go back to the full rate. I had not anticipated even doing a 50% discount until it became clear that there's going to be a significant amount of money coming from this latest COVID stimulus bill that was passed at the federal level that's going to include money for every county in the state of Michigan. So we're going to be getting a significant shot of money to address COVID issues and COVID specifically relief for businesses. So this is one way that we can, in anticipation of that money coming, extend some relief to businesses. So I would make the motion that we just give a 50% discount on the annual food license fee to everyone who has to renew it.
Commissioner Savoy or Pascal, either of you?
I'll support the motion.
No, I'm not, just, if you wanted to discuss it, I wasn't.
No, I'm just going to support
Okay,
it.
so we have support, but we can still
So
discuss.
you made the motion?
I did make the motion.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know how you worded it right. Okay, no, I'm good with that.
Commissioner Barron, sir?
Do we have any idea when this money is going to be received from the federal government?
Yes, sir.
Jim German right now is on a Zoom call with all the Michigan counties and the Michigan Association of Counties. And he told me a little while ago in a text, because I asked him a question, that we're supposed to get half of the money quickly and the other half a little later in the year. It's going to be, apparently it's going to be like $7 million.
$6,749,000 and some change that I read on the Michigan Association of Counties.
Excellent work.
So that money off the 50%, that will recoup the money that was spent last year to fund all these restaurants and then recoup the loss of the 50% from this year. Is that correct? Is that some of this? Because this is a relief money that we're getting for the county.
I don't know if we can do that, but that would be an excellent idea to try to recruit. You know, I mean, we did it obviously because of COVID.
Well, the money that's coming, I mean, when I read it's slated as corona relief money. So wouldn't that be able to be used to recoup some of the money the county has spent on its own for corona relief in the past year?
Sounds
I would think so.
logical.
It's about, again, round numbers, it's about $95,000 a year is
Right.
the total revenue the county gets from licenses. So that's possible. You know, it's all very soon or early. I don't think the bill's even signed yet, is it? I think it's gonna be signed tomorrow, or did he sign
Correct,
it
it's gonna be
today?
signed
Yeah.
tomorrow.
So it's still early in the process, but that could be a reasonable assumption that we may be able to reimburse ourselves for some of the relief that we already gave.
Because that would help us with our rainy day fund, because that's basically where we're taking the money, and that's what we're talking about, taking the money out right now.
Yeah.
Is out of our fund equity. And if we could get the 45,000 for this and 95,000 from last year reimbursed to us, then we could move that money right into fund equity.
I mean, we can discuss this down the road, but I mean, some of that money may even be able to be used to continue to help some of these struggling small business and you know, in the county. You know, once everything gets rolling here.
Absolutely. I mean, if we can link it to COVID and COVID relief of some way, shape, or form, you know, I mean, obviously we're treading here on Mrs. Church's territory, so to speak. I mean, you've been linking expenditures to COVID, I mean, for over a year now, and health department has too. So, I mean, we've got the people right behind you to connect those dots. And Sheriff's Department also, I know you guys have gotten money for what you've done with COVID. So I think we're pretty well schooled in that as a county as to how to procure those funds as long as we're spending on COVID relief, and that's what these monies are for, then we should absolutely have access to it. So Commissioner Barron, I think you're spot on. I didn't even think about going after last year's money, but it makes sense. And that was a big chunk. That was $100,000. So, because I don't imagine there's a time limit on it. I mean, it's all COVID relief.
Right.
Why couldn't we use it for? Because really, the COVID relief we gave them last year is really right up to April 30th this year. So technically, it's this year anyhow.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you got to get technical to feds because they got too many strings. Oh. I still wish we could move that to June 30th to get cash flow going for summer, but we can always visit that again, I guess, if we have to.
Well,
Yeah, I know.
I suspect the health department's gonna start processing those
Yeah.
statements and doing their calculating and getting them out to the establishments reasonably soon.
And they have to.
Yep.
So, yeah, the other reason I was hoping for delay is that would give them another 2 months to focus on vaccinations and stuff like that, as opposed
Right.
to
Rather than doing this.
doing bills and inspections for restaurants. I'd much rather they be vaccinating people in Chippewa County, but we just haven't gotten that legislation, and I don't know if we'll get it, but we might. We might.
Fortunately, it's the people who inspect your restaurant kitchen, it's not the same person that's giving shots.
Well, why not? Multitask, crossover, right? Cross training, isn't that the new thing? Cross training. Okay. All right. Do we have any more discussion then? All right. So ready for a vote then? All those in favor of a 50% discount? Aye. Sorry. Opposed? Motion passes.
Surveyor FY 2020 completion report remonumentation program, moved by Commissioner Barron, supported by Commissioner Martin, to approve and authorize signature of FY 2020 surveyor remonumentation completion grant report showing 68 corners mounted and grant funds total expenditures on voice vote. Motion carried. I would move.
Support?
Motion and support for the completion report on remonumentation. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Right.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
Central Dispatch, letter and resolution to the full board, no action was taken. Sheriff's Department CCTV camera upgrade, way policy. It was moved by Commissioner Shackleton, supported by Commissioner Martin, to authorize waiving the county purchasing policy and approve the CCTV system upgrade project with Simplex Grinnell quote. On a voice vote, motion carried, I would move.
Support.
We have motion and support for the CCTV system upgrade. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Information system, Javis upgrade way policy, moved by Commissioner Shackleton, supported by Commissioner Barron, to approve and authorize the upgrade for 91st District Court and the 50th Circuit Court. On a voice vote, motion carried, I would move.
Support.
We have motion and support for the JABS upgrade with the courts. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Administration and Murmur retention fund balance, $52,000, and moved by Commissioner Postula, supported by Commissioner Martin, to approve and authorize an expenditure to Murmur for the county retention fund. As requested on a voice vote, motion carried, I would move.
Support.
Motion and support for MMRMA retention fund balance, $56,000. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Administration 44 North Pharmacy Benefit Management. Moved by Commissioner Martin, supported by Commissioner Barron, to approve and authorize the collation management and consulting agreement for pharmacy benefit management collation services between Chippewa County and Advanced Benefit Solutions. As presented on voice vote and motion carried, I would move.
Support.
Motion and support for the 44 North Pharmacy Benefit Management Services. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Administration bid summary 2 for utility police interceptor SUVs with trade-ins, moved by Commissioner Shackleton, supported by Commissioner Postula, to approve and authorize the bid summary for 2 Ford police SUVs with 3 trade-ins to Sioux Motors Corporation, utilizing the local vendor preference on the voice vote. Motion carried, I will move.
Support.
Motion and support for SUVs. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Administration bid summary 4-wheeler under Stone Garden grant. No bids were received. Moved by Commissioner Postula, supported by Commissioner Martin, to fast track the purchase of the 4-wheeler to be purchased with Stone Garden funding with administrative final approval, meeting and specifications and budget from the original request. Voice vote, motion carried, I would move.
Support.
Motion and support for our beloved sheriff to find that four-wheeler as quickly as you can. Any discussion?
Did you have any luck in finding that yet?
Well, I was waiting to get the approval for this, and I'm gonna go probably in person in northern Lower and around to see what I can find. There's not many in stock, I just have to find one.
I believe there's a time limit on the Stone Garden funding to run out, so I don't know for sure. Kelly, what's that?
We still have, I think, through, July 31st.
Okay.
So we do have a few months, but
So spend that money fast.
I'll have it.
All right. Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Finance claims and accounts, basically pay the bills, moved by Commissioner Shackleton, supported by Commissioner Barron, to recommend approval of the February county bills and payroll, general claims, other fund claims, payroll, and the health department claims and payroll. On voice vote, motion carried, I would move.
Support.
Motion and support to pay the bills. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
No committee comments, no chairman comments, motion to adjourn by Commissioner Martin, supported by Commissioner Barron to adjourn at 5:08 PM, and I'll move that we accept the minutes as read.
Support.
Motion and support to accept the minutes as read. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. All right. Next, we're going to go to personnel. Commissioner Shackland, do you get to be the victim this time?
Nope,
Oh,
our chairman's right there.
Our chairman is right there.
Go ahead, you can do it.
No,
No,
you
the
go ahead,
regular
Mr.
meeting
Chair.
of the Personnel Committee was called to order this afternoon, March 11th at 2:30. All members were present. Agenda was approved by the committee and had, public defender was there and gave a presentation. And it was moved by Commissioner Shackleton, supported by Commissioner Savoy, to approve the restructuring of the public defender's office, adding a grade 11 position, changing the attorney position from 12 to a 13, and 11 to 12 grades of pay, and changing the job description of the current grade 7 administrative assistant to a grade 8 effective in the 2022? Or would that be 2021, should that be?
No, he's gonna go to the 8 in 2022 when he
Oh, on
does,
the
when
2020,
he redoes
okay.
the MIDC grant.
Anyway, on a voice vote, the motion carried, and I was so moved.
Support.
Motion and support for the grade changes in the public defender's office. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Sheriff's Department, Department of Corrections, the sheriff was there and gave a presentation, and I'll make the motion, and he can speak on it if he'd like. It was moved by Commissioner Savoy, supported by Commissioner Shackleton to approve, authorize, and increase the 79-hour jail position pay grade to $18.95 per hour, effective March 21st, 2021. That's the date I was thinking of. I would so move.
Support.
Motion and support for the 79-hour jail position pay scale to go to $18.95 per hour. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
There were no committee comments, there was no chairman comments. It was moved to adjourn by Commissioner Shackleton, supported by Commissioner Savoy. All those in favor, or I'll move to approve the minutes anyway of the meeting this afternoon.
Support.
And support. Motion and support to accept the minutes as read. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Yes, Commissioner Postula, the reason you weren't under members present, that's why I didn't see your name there. So you might have to make that change in the minutes, that it was Commissioner Shackland, Commissioner Savoy, and yourself. All right. Commissioner report on meetings as board representatives and general comments. Yes, sir, Commissioner Savoy.
Yes, I would like to pay tribute to Mr. Robert Wilson, who recently passed away. The county board had appointed him to serve on the Veterans Board, which he did very well for over 40 years. He's also a World War II veteran, and he has done an outstanding job for the veterans in this county. So, and I think in 2015, the county board passed resolution 1510 in honor of him. And as one veteran to another, I'd like to salute him for all the service he's done.
Absolutely.
We done a resolution for him?
We did one in 2015. I just would like to acknowledge on his death that we again pay tribute.
Definitely losing the greatest generation.
Yeah, that's just what I was gonna say. He was definitely if you think of the greatest generation, you think of guys like that.
I just, because we're getting ready for World War II next week, I pulled out my files, and when I taught in Fairfax County, Senator Chaffee from Rhode Island, one of his grandchildren was my students, and he filled out the questionnaire and all the stuff and the things that he did. Man, he wanted to get into that fight, and I mean, just, what a great life they all lived. I mean,
Well, over 40 years serving on one board, that's quite a
That's pretty amazing.
amazing.
it's
alone.
dedication. All right, any other discussion? Yes, sir.
Yeah, just real quick, I wanted to address the concern the gentleman had about the myself and Commissioner Pastula being on the hospital board. I received his concern, and I think, as all of you know, the prosecuting attorney of Chippewa County is also designated to be the county attorney. And I asked him to take a look at it. He wrote a opinion that looked like a formal opinion that you would see from a court. He basically, bottom line, he didn't see that there was a conflict or a problem, but he said because he works for the county, he will forward that opinion to the Attorney General's office, so, for review. So the gentleman's concern is certainly been addressed, and I think we just need to wait and see if the Attorney General office sees a problem with it. But I did want also to mention that, you know, we talked about the lease, which is evidently the main issue. There is a lease, there is an old part of the building between the county and the hospital. That lease is $1 a year, and I think it's about a 50-year lease, if I'm not mistaken. The last time we amended it and voted on it, it was to specifically put in the lease that the hospital would provide services to anybody regardless of their ability to pay. That was what we voted on. I don't think I betrayed the citizens of Chippewa County by voting yes on that change to the lease. So I think as far as serving the people of Chippewa County, I look at that role in the hospital as being a part of my service in Chippewa County. It is, I can't think of an entity in our community that is more important than that hospital and the future of healthcare in our community. And I have no intention of resigning from it because there is no conflict. And however, we have people look at it, and it's been sent to the Attorney General, and if they see a problem, fine. But there's no conflict.
Yeah, we found out with COVID just how important the hospital is to us, over and over again. Yes, Ms. Church?
I am assuming you want me to repost the road commission opening and accept applications until next month. Do you want me to post it so that we'll accept them until finance, and then you'll vote at the regular, which is a little off our bylaws, but that's how we've done them when we've had openings like this.
We should make a motion to that effect. Anybody want to
Because
do
we're
that?
not adjourned, so we certainly can. So, someone like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion that we accept applications for the Chippewa County Road Commission Board.
Up until
April 11th.
April 11th.
And,
I'm sorry, the 8th.
okay,
The 8th.
April 8th?
The 8th, and we would accept them and put them on record during finance, and then you could vote on the 15th at the regular board.
We'll put that into one
The
motion?
8th.
All right, do we have a second for that?
Go ahead, Scott.
Support.
Okay, Commissioner Shafton. All right, so we have motion and support to open that up, accept applications to the 8th, discuss it at finance, and then take action at the regular board meeting in April. Did I state that correctly? Any more discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
One more thing.
Yes, sir. Feel free.
I talked last meeting about the vaccination effort going on in Chippewa County and how well it's going. And next Friday, a week from tomorrow, there's going to be another clinic at the Norris Center, and they have enough vaccine to administer over 2,000 doses. We're going to be needing to expand the eligibility, and that's, happening. And we're just doing really well in Chippewa County, getting people vaccinated.
Thank you.
They're doing a lot, big part of it.
And thank you to the health department.
Yeah, they're doing a great job.
Okay, any further discussion? I'll just close with that. Whoever came up with the 44 North thing, the thousands and thousands of dollars that saves us. And again, what went up, 1% for prescriptions? Jeez, that's great. So I don't remember whose brainchild that was, but that was outstanding. Probably Kelly's. Most everything is.
Might as well take the credit, Kelly. We're willing to give it to you.
All right, so I would accept a motion for adjournment.
Also move.
Support.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Adjourned.